Hello, story time. Intimate details about my life exposed. No, for real though, this is pretty deep. My father is a drug addict and is been homeless for about a year and a half now. And if you know anything about a drug addict at all, they just want to use you for money once they get in the thick of it. And I have a 1-year-old now that he's never even seen, and a 3-year-old that he doesn't even know his name, probably, I'm sure. But so it's not like we're in talking bases or anything. And he is in Dallas, Texas, homeless, in that general area. I know because I get his mail, because I live in my grandma's old house, my great-grandma's old house, and then my grandma's house, and now our house. So he used to get his mail here. So I've been able to see, like, when he gets hospital bills and stuff like that. And recently I know that he has gone to the hospital a couple times for who knows what. Dehydration, drug overdose, who knows. He had something on his shoulder that we were worried about when we were around him last, when we were cleaning the house, because he was the hoarder that lived in my grandma's house. I tried to not talk about it in the video because I just didn't want to disrespect him like that, but now, they're not totally linked up or anything. So if you're interested, you can go check that video out and think of my perspective when you rewatch it, like, oh, this is her dad that she's cleaning up after. That's 10 tons. 10 tons of trash was cleaned up altogether. Literally. It's a lot of trash. Because he's an addict. He was living in the garage at my grandma's house, so. But that's all in that video. Anyways, story time. I got a piece of mail today that was like, hey, you were a recent visitor at Parkland Memorial Hospital, and we'd like to help you apply for Medicaid to take care of the outstanding debts that you have with the hospital and other hospitals. I opened it. Yeah, I opened it. It's illegal, I know. No, just kidding. It's my dad. I think there's some weird legality that I could have some kind of right to open it. But yeah, so I was gonna call and see when he was a visitor, because he was diagnosed with cancer a couple months ago, but he's homeless, and they got my grandma's phone number because it's like his mom, so on some kind of paperwork, and called her and told her, like, hey, when was the last time you talked to him? And she's like, I don't even know, he only calls me for money. And they were like, well, he was diagnosed with like some kind of skin cancer, I assume, because it was on his shoulder that they tested it, and it was like a boil, kind of. We weren't really sure exactly what was going on with it when we were around him cleaning up and stuff, because I had I had Eli here, I was pregnant, so we were trying to be precautious. We didn't know what it was, and ended up being cancer now. It's progressed to cancer, and she's just known this for months. I've known it for months, and there's no way that we have any way to get a hold of him and just hope that he's still alive. Like, we know he's homeless with cancer and a drug addiction, and so it's been kind of a mess. Anyway, so I call, and I was like, hey, my dad was a patient here, and I know his birthday and his social and everything, like, to prove that I'm his daughter. Just wanted to know when was he here, like, just out of interest of his life, if he's still alive, and how he was. And I know they can't tell me much because of HIPAA, but so the guy was like, what's his last name? And I spell it out, and I'm like, Veazey, James VZ. And then he's like, oh, what's his birthday? And I tell him, and then he's like, oh, he's a patient actually right now. He's in the ER right now. And I was like, what? Wait, what? This means I could maybe talk to him? And this is fucking nuts. Sorry. But my mind, I just started shaking. I was like, he's alive, and there's a way I could actually talk to him right now? Like, this is crazy. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then he was like, yeah, he's in pod K. It's like a major hospital. He was trying to explain, like, so tell him he's in Pod K and give him the information you gave me. And I was just like, what? He's like, yeah, this hospital's like the size of a Walmart. So you just have this information. You'll be okay. And I was like, can you transfer me? And he's like, yeah, I can transfer you. So I just talked to the nurse, and he's alive. It's crazy. I can't even believe that he's alive. Like, I mean, I'm so happy he's alive, but I'm also really scared to talk to him. I called him out the last time he came to the house and asked for money. I called him out on not even giving a fuck about me, and he's just coming here and asking for money. Like, I legit was like, okay, it started with him asking and me being like, I don't even have any money. I don't have any money to give you. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband is working, and he has to take care of 3 people. I'm sorry, and I wouldn't give you money anyways. Like, I didn't know my dad growing up at all. I saw him once. And, but I did know my mom, and she was a meth addict. She's an addict as well. And I was like, dude, I'm not gonna try to, like, buy into saving you because it will kill me. And I'm like, I can't try to just save your life all the time. I'm not gonna tell you to go into rehab. I'm not gonna beg you. I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna play that game. I can't do that to myself. Like, I was pregnant when I first told him this, when we were cleaning up the yard. And then when he came back, after I had Meesha, he asked for money. And I said basically, like, you know, the same thing. I was like, I can't do this. And then he's like, okay. And he started walking away. And I was like, my heart just started pounding in my chest. And I was like, he's not even, I'm not pregnant. Like, he saw me. I wasn't pregnant. Like, you're not even going to ask me anything about my baby or nothing, your grandchild? Like, oh, my heart was racing and my brain was just racing with all these thoughts, and I was like, no fucking way, what do I do? Do I just let him walk away? I have no idea when he'll come back. I don't know, you know? He might end up dead before the next time I talk to him. Like, should I say something? Should I stand up to him? No, it's not gonna matter very much. Like, I was like, are you really kidding me? My baby. And I was like, you haven't even asked my daughter's name. But you're here asking me for money? I was actually holding her in my arms, actually, when I answered the phone. And my toddler was like right on the couch. Or answered the door, sorry, my bad. So I was just like, for real? You see this new baby in my arms. You know, that was pregnant the last time you saw me. And you can't even ask her name. Or how was the delivery or anything. Nothing. You can't even act. You can't even act a little. I don't know. And he turned around. He's like, I don't know what you want from me. I don't know how to be a dad. And I was like, I'm not asking you to be a dad. I'm asking you to be a decent human being. Like, don't come here and try to use me for your drug money. Like, ask me something. Like, how are you? Anything. Just talk to me. And I had no idea what he was going to do. And he turned around and talked to me. And we talked. He mostly talked about himself and the people in the homeless camp. And he sold his car for like $200, or his truck for $200. And he bought this truck for like thousands. When we bought the house from my grandma, she gave him some money. And he spent some of it on this truck. And he sold it for like $200 because he needed to score on dope. And he didn't say that, but he said, yeah, I got rid of my truck for $200. I regret it. And I was just thinking, like, you know, I was just like, oh my God, you're such an addict. Like, you know, like, oh my God. Like, and he just kept on going about these other people, and nothing really, still didn't ask about me. And he finally quieted down, and I was like, well, I'm really glad that you came back to talk to me. Thank you. And then he was like about to walk away, and he's like, wait, what is your daughter's name? And I was like, her name's Meesha. I named her after me. And my dad named me. And I didn't do it because of him. I did it because I love my name. But I know he might have been like, and I was like, yeah, she has my exact name. She's the second. I just wanted to fill out the suffix box. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he was like, what, really? And I was like, yeah, I've always loved my name. You did a good job. And yeah, that was the last time I talked to him. And he's like, well, I can't remember what he said. He said something about how she looks. I can't remember if it was bad, good, or indifferent. Maybe something like, she looks a lot like Steven, or your husband. Because he doesn't know his name. Like, he's not that invested in my life. I don't think he would remember his name. And, but yeah, something, I don't know. He made some comment, and then we said goodbye to each other. And it was like during the pandemic and everything. I had my baby March 2020, so shortly after the pandemic was full on. So he was trying to keep his distance too, and it was a very strange interaction. But that was my last interaction with him, so I'm freaked out right now that he could call me. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm trying not to get my hopes up, because he might not call me. But I tipped the nurse and I said, hey, he has cancer. Like, they tested it and they had no way to get a hold of him. Like, that was one of the things that happened. I don't know if I already said that. But yeah. That's some drama in my life. If you don't know me, at least you know a little bit more about me personally. And it's a crazy story. Like, there's more details, of course, in the, story of my dad and me. But this right now is what's happening right now. Like, I'm waiting, and he might call me tonight. This is crazy. And my kids are being way good in the background. Like, I was able to tell the whole story, so hey. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll keep you posted.